Beautiful Makosakis. This is African Cocktail coming to you from Africa Radio. And of course, the show is the one you would love to listen to every Wednesday at exactly 4 minutes past 12. Let's move down south to find out what has been going on in that Africa's most industrialized country. We're talking about South Africa. Is Solomon Atah in Cape Town today? Is he in Johannesburg? Okay, let's find out from our man. Solomon, you're welcome to African Cocktail.
Thank you very much, Ernest, and thank you and welcome for your listeners to Johannesburg, the city of gold, where the sun has just gone under the horizon. The time is just past 5 minutes after 6 o'clock local time. And there's 2 bits of news before we get into the top 10 best ease of doing business countries in Africa. First is that, on a sad note, a Nobel laureate winner for literature in 1991, Nadine Udine, passed away at the age of 90. That was just 3 days ago, so tributes continue to pour in. And news just reaching us is that 22 people who passengers are hurt when an SAA flight, which is our national carrier in South Africa, encountered very, what is considered severe turbulence en route to Hong Kong. So, and just 2 bits of news, but let me just get into our main topic for today. Africa, home to 1.1 billion people, 30% of whom are under the age of 35. The future of the continent is looking bright. As more and more youth attain higher education, there is a new degree of hope for the continent. The performances of her economies are central to the way in which Africa charts its future. This week and in the following report, I look at some of the continent's high performers with regards to the ease of doing business. These are the countries whose economies are attractive to investors, and there are those that are shifting into gear to attract more businesses to their shores. This week in Brazil, as the BRICS summit sits, there are talks that they will be launching what is known as the BRICS Development Bank, and the city of Johannesburg is building to headquarter that bank. If that happens, this will add a lot of economic weight to the continent and bolster our efforts to host what could be seen as the largest development bank in these emerging economies and in the developing world. And several other recent reports on the best place to invest or to do business, these reports become indicators and some kind of peer review mechanism which encourages countries lagging behind to keep up, so that as a collective, the continent can move forward. So, Ernest, without much ado, let's move into it. Kenya starts our countdown at number 10. Kenya is known for as the center for the development and deployment of several web and mobile-based applications. It is also famed as the best place for startups in the continent. In recent months and years, even which Kenya has been rocked by a series of attacks in the face, and scores of people have been killed. Despite all of this, the Kenyan people have demonstrated resilience in the face of all these setbacks. Kenya is also the center of East African trade and economic powerhouse in that region. At number 9 is Uganda. Uganda is another East African country which has been able to assist in conflicts in both Somalia and recently in South Sudan. Uganda has been able to reduce and clarify mortgage rules, among other red tape obstacles, to ease the way of doing business in that country. Number 8 is Zambia, the country that has part of the Victoria Falls brought to her country. Known as the corporate headquarters of Africa, their number 8 spot is envious to those countries that did not make the top 10. There is transparency and courtesy in doing business transactions, something that is on short supply on the continent. At number 7 is Namibia. It can be said that Namibia's aid is partly due to similar infrastructure left in place by the South African colonizers in 1990. But their active citizenship has been remarkable, working to meet the stringent country criteria, and the rating agencies is aptly recognized. Number 6 is an Indian island ocean of Seychelles. This is a tiny island ocean which has risen to the ranks and crashed out of the pores of the Kanjo nation. It has over the years become a booming destination for tourists. research has shown that some of the tourists become investors to Seychelles as mind to a rewarding end. Ernest, now we're going to dip down into the top 5 sports. Here I'll let the listeners know that there are 2 countries at number 2. Several research placed these 2 countries neck and neck, and there was no deal breaker vote like you have in Congress in the United States. So let's get into it. And coming in at number 5 is Ghana. Ghana has benefited from democracy since the last term of former President J.J. Rawlings. Since then, there have been leaders who have been bent on continued enshrinement of the rule of law and the separation of institutional power. But this has turned out to be a real for FDI and has contributed to a steady growth in the ease of doing business in Ghana. The Ghanaian economy has seen positive outlooks year in, year out. At number